Before burying our ancestors, many of the soldiers stole their clothes and ceremonial instruments and later sold them as souvenirs.
When I go near that gravesite, I cry, because I miss, and I know what happened. And Grandpa Beard told me about it, and he talked about it. And then when he talked about it, he cried, tears in his eyes, and go outside and sing a death song.
The stories, songs, and ceremonies that make up the 7 sacred rites of our people had been passed down from generation to generation for centuries. The elders who knew the sacred knowledge were considered by their people to be living treasures, the keepers of the ancient ways that held the sacred hoop of our nation intact. Many of these wisdom keepers died at Wounded Knee. When we lost them, we lost some of that sacred knowledge. During the difficult times after the massacre, many of our people had visions that foretold of years of hardships, but also of a time 7 generations later when it would be possible for the lost sacred knowledge to return to our Lakota people. Years after the tragedy at Wounded Knee, Black Elk, a Lakota medicine man and ghost dancer, said,
"I did not know then how much was lost that day. The hoop of the nation was broken."
Speaking of the spiritual prophecies of his time, Black Elk said that the tree of life of the Lakota nation would be in decline for 7 generations. For 7 generations there would be suffering and great hardships, but in the 7th generation there would be a rebirth of the Lakota nation.
My name is Connie Labatt. My Indian name is Prairie Flower. I'm Lakota and Dakota Sioux. I was on the Bigfoot Memorial Ride in 1990. In Lakota culture, we are taught that 1 generation is the time that it takes for a girl to be old enough to have a baby. So I am part of the 7th generation since the Wounded Knee Massacre. We are also taught that when we pray, we should pray that the next 7 generations of children get to be born and get to enjoy our Mother Earth. So I am very proud to be of the 7th generation. I am told by my relatives that we are very blessed and that we will get back what we used to have, which was our culture, our language, and our traditional ways. And also our land, which was the Black Hills.
Hoyu ka otro ka he wani et otro ka he unkupi ki he hai khoskala ka na khoskala ka akenafchi unkupi. You ka chocho le Taku he unkupi ki le tchetala ke ki hai Lakholik chapi na Lakota Taku aste uchocho aste yuhapik on lena helwoich unku hetaha Taku tona ungununipi. Hohene cha hekta kia unkaku uchimpi na tchetala ke kilena uchonki pasapte. Ichi hel opta iap kesh eletu na tak tok khana lena uchocha letros ekub khatueni oyakeshni. Un watch kie cha un watch cha letun kompi.
When you are going on a spiritual walk, ride, you would need to prepare for it in 1 year's time, you would make prayer ties, you would feed the spirits, and you would sweat lodge. You would sweat as often as possible. You would pray to the spirits to where they may help you.
Fulfilling the visions of their ancestors, each year from 1986 to 1990, descendants of the survivors of the massacre retraced the path of Bigfoot's journey. Braving the brutal South Dakota winters with the temperature down to 80 below zero, it took them 2 weeks to travel the 250 miles.
Lena hechum piu Taku hechum pi hechi. Na Taku hetang abaleza pi hechi. Na Taku lena lechum hechum chael ahi opcha pi hechi. Holena ashna ogalagu chum kiape. Hochanke ya dokshake women no rapta hechi ya wa he ipringtelo.
Ja to krijg ja Lakota ja te gina twitchuzapolo. El Huichol onwale Lockem hier. Hector. 5 years ago, Wachashi Awuk Jam Gaga. Yoka Sitranka Wokik Suya. Etchitkia Wuk Jam. Ukje Wachash of Chake. Naha. Wakajo Kitra Trokish is up Chake. Letchiko. Ja, trokata kia, Wakajo Kitra of Kieta, and I washed the picture.
The medicine man's instructions were that the Bigfoot Memorial Ride would be held 5 times to properly mourn and commemorate the people of Bigfoot's band who lost their lives at Wounded Knee.
To prepare for this, we must do it 4 times. Every spiritual event that the Lakotas go through, the preparation must happen 4 times. When you bring a Sundance tree into the center, you must stop 4 times and pray. When you prepare for the Sundance, you must sweat, purify yourself through a sweat lodge at least 4 times. And since '86, we have made that particular pilgrimage to pay homage to our people 4 times.
Nato zapta nich ichun zakto hechalo na 20 yechoktish ni niechin kalilala na ha shwak khanta kan kaya kukte la ha vichasha ki ha shwak khata necht ipach yapi hocha henchelo na Nato dop hechi wocheki hunglustan ichi zaptan le wala khota ki hecho unglo hakta cha ho hecha ho hechun kopi on khawna le na Nato pange le hechun shni ishi hewa shichun ki helogna ona Nato chemna nish ja, ik heb me zapt en is op een gegeven hecht je wordt zo'n kahap, yes. Ook heel wel leuk goed dat je ha, we zeggen chacun we, chacun heeft zo'n maar lilo die paar ablezapi, hoe na zo liefst chacun heeft ja, wat je he ha blak in het gewoon gloeien skakte.